Amari Pollard pleaded guilty to first-degree murder for shooting and killing Huguenot High School graduate Sean Jackson outside the Altria last June. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison.
Our Tyler Lane joins us live now to explain why this request for a new trial was made and what happens now. Tyler?
Well, Julie and Cheryl, essentially what this means is that nothing changes. Amari Pollard is still guilty of murdering Sean Jackson, and he does not get a retrial. And Judge Riley Marchant even made a point of saying today in court that there's nothing about this case that screams out innocence of the defendant.
Pollard's attorneys, Jason Anthony and James Bullard, asked the court to throw out the guilty plea, citing a miscarriage of justice for two main reasons. First, they claimed that Judge Marchant made inaccurate statements about the facts of the case and wrongfully denied the jury the opportunity to consider that Pollard killed Jackson in self-defense. And second, Anthony himself admitted to giving Pollard bad legal advice after finding out that the judge struck down their self-defense argument. Under oath today, Anthony testified that when Pollard asked what his options were at that point, Anthony said, quote, "You're and you got nothing." Anthony called it a knee-jerk, stupid response, and looking back, Anthony says that was a mistake and he misguided his client. However, Commonwealth's attorney Colette McKeechin strongly objected, calling their motion completely and utterly without merit. She pointed to case law, which sets a high standard for proving a miscarriage of justice, and said nothing of the sort took place here. McKeechin says the trial was fair and reliable, and it's just too bad that Pollard's attorney didn't like the outcome and they were too emotional when they advised their client to take that guilty plea. Judge Marchant ultimately sided with McKeechin, saying he stands by his decision to toss out the self-defense instruction, and he's not convinced that Pollard's attorneys are incompetent. Rather, he suggested they likely are just questioning themselves after the fact, which is not enough to vacate a guilty plea.
And families for both Jackson and Pollard declined to speak with us today after the hearing. Anthony said he believes the judge made another mistake today and he plans to appeal that decision. On the other hand, of course, McKeechin says that she is pleased with the result. Here in Richmond, I'm Tyler Lane, CBS 6 News.